I went ahead in Germany to play the World Championships. We defeated Italy. That was the first ever win for India in mixed doubles category. That's where India also participated in the mixed doubles category for the first time. Post that, we went to Dubai, which happened earlier in 2023 in March. We were in the top 8.
Welcome to Sports Searcher. Today we are here with KIBI. She is the first Indian woman athlete in TEQ ball, and she has represented India in many other countries. She is in the top 5 rank in Asia. KIBI, welcome to the podcast. आपके साथ हम बहुत कुछ बात करने वाले हैं TEQ ball से related. Why TEQ ball? How you started this sport? Who introduced this to you?
So I'll start more about my sports background, my sports career. I was an athlete first. I almost did athletics. I was a mid-distance runner for quite a while. I think around 8 years. 1,500 meters and 3,000 in athletics was my main events. I represented Mumbai. I represented Maharashtra in these 2 events.
So tell me your championship story, like your first game, and what was your best experience when you represented India in international tournament?
So there were quite a few tournaments that I played for India. I started off last year in the month of September, where I played the TEQ ball World Series in Poland. That was memorable for me because I was the first one to represent India. In terms of women, I was the first woman athlete to represent India. That's where I saw the need that, okay, ठीक है, कोई है नहीं इंडिया से to represent. There's no women athletes, and that in itself was a big achievement where I started playing the sport. Next up was the nationals that was held in India, and there's where I won the nationals and I represented India in the World Championships. Like in the World Championship, like for other sports, you have just one representative. If there's singles, there's one person from India. Doubles, one person from India. Like unless tours, the other tours that take place, you have multiple entries. But for World Championship, it's just one country, one person. So again, winning the nationals for the first time in 4 months' time of practice was eventful. That was a first milestone that we achieved. Post that in August, we went to Thailand tour, which happened in Koh Samui, and there we were ranked top 6 in women's doubles. So we are close to 5-6 years behind the other athletes. So what's happening is they are already years ahead in terms of practice, in terms of their technique. So for us, it's like basically going over there and learning from them to see how they play, to come back to practice, because we are the first generation of TEQers in India. There's no coach as such who is training us. It's we who go to this international tours, learn from there. So recently, when I went to Thailand for the World Championships 2023, it was a great achievement. Unfortunate to have the World Championships in the group stage itself. But we know it was difficult because they are the World Champions in 2017. Mitro and all of them. So I played against them. I know it would be tough to qualify for the next round, but World Champion in the group stages itself, it's like conquering the whole tournament together.
True.
You're already having the World Champions playing with you, and if you play and give tough to them, it's like a good thing. So we had a mixed doubles against the World Champion, and like we knew, the first set they did thrash us. It was 12-4, and the second set we knew that this was the last match for the tournament. Let's give it our all. I mean, we have nothing to lose basically, and let's push. It was a close. We started leading from the second set itself. It was 12-8 in the second set where we defeated them 12-8, and it was the first ever time India defeated in a set point. We were never close to them. We were never close to even winning by a 6 points margin as well. So in the third set, it was a very close call. I remember the entire stadium coming just to watch India play, and it was the first ever time somebody knew India, could also play this well, and the whole stadium coming in. There was cheers, clapping of hands and everything. Also prominently because that set was very close. It was a 12-10. It was just that 1 point difference. Because he being a world champion, it was the last point, and I remember he smashed the ball. We tried defending it, and we missed the table by inches. That's where we lost. But the best part was walking out of that court, and people coming and saying, "Oh, we know, we never knew that India played so well. India knows this sport." And I think that in itself was a big achievement, where people started recognizing us by names. Until then, people just knew us as an athlete because we were wearing the Indian jersey. But somebody coming and saying, "Okay, you're Quimsy, you're from India," and the world champions coming and talking to us, they coming and appreciating was a big thing.
Wow, like I can imagine it. मैं हर एक चीज देख पा रहा था तुम जब बोल रही थी. It's great. It's an privilege and an honor to actually face it, and when you get acknowledgement with your flag in an international stage. So tell me something about the growth of women techers in India.
Thank you for this question. This question is in fact very close to my heart when it comes to women and being one of them to represent. It's massive. If there's one word which I would say for women players in India, it's massive, because we have a lot of women football players.
True.
This sport it comes in naturally with you if you play football, because it's about juggling, it's about ball control, it's about accuracy, and I think footballers have it naturally. My only problem here is that people do not know about the sport. If you know about the sport, you would fall in love with it. That's where I want to capture the women players in India, because I myself play football. So when I introduce the sport to people who are playing football, the women players out there, they would love to. But the thing is, again, there is nobody supporting the sport. All players come in from the background where they do work hard for it, and not everybody is fortunate enough to have the money to back themselves up for a sport. National championships that happen every year, we have just 5-6 players representing their states or representing the sport. There's nobody quite playing the sport. Nobody knows about the sport. My main thing is, if we tell the people, we introduce this to sports clubs, we get people playing the sport. I would tell it would be mad, because my aim, I think, in the sport is to get close to 30-40 people in women's representing. Worldwide, we had 39 players. Okay, let's talk about this World Championship. We had 39 players in women's.
In the consignment, yeah.
The consignment to play the sport. India having that population, I think we can.
Let's go ahead with the, I've recently seen RCB players playing deck ball in Bangalore.
Yeah.
I see tables. Are they how are they available?
TEQ Ball India as a national federation is supported by the World Federation in terms of tables. So the equipment is given to the national federation for the development of the sport in India, and that's how this tables reach different
elite
class clubs. So TEQ Ball is actually used by players as the warm up or the recovery session for elite athletes. So that's how this table were given to RCB and RCB.
Yeah. Tell me something about the leagues in this space in India. Let's start with the district level, if you know any, state level, if you know any, national level, if you know any. At your time, you already said that तुमने directly national खेल लिया था because थे ही नहीं, there was no segregation, है ना? तो you represented India directly. But आज की डेट में क्या डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे, स्टेट लेवल पे, नेशनल लेवल पे लीग्स एग्जिस्ट करती हैं? अगर करती हैं तो कौन सी कॉर्पोरेट से जो उन्हें बैक करती है?
India started off with the first league or a series, I would call, which is a Challenger series, which happened in Tamil Nadu. That's how the Challenger series came into picture. That's how we started off with Challenger series.
It's a national level league.
It's a national. So Challenger series is national level. Post that, we had the national championships that started developing, which was every year. We had the National Beach Games in 2021, which was the first time.
Which was in Tamil Nadu?
Yes.
Tamil Nadu.
So, post that, then National Championships happen every year.
Which is called?
The TEQ Ball National Championship. Which is basically also a qualification for the World Championships. So, you win, the gold medalist gets into the World Championship. And Mumbai started off with a TEQ league, which is also India's first TEQ league, where it's mostly like a weekend tech league, where close to 50 people have participated in this, which happens, they'll be hosting their fifth season currently.
So why there are no manufacturers in India for tech ball?
So like I said, since since tech ball is a known brand, what they do is they have partnership with other. So every country has a manufacturer, and they are in partnership with those manufacturers. They have no specific brand that can do it. Tech ball in India for sure can have manufacturers, but I think it's a slow growth that is not promoting, because Thailand came just a year back in this sport, and they have already tied up with tech ball as a brand, and they started manufacturing, they started getting the sports equipment in Thailand. India for sure is pretty slow in this case in terms of growth, and for sure in the future we can.
So as you said, like tech ball is the only brand for tech ball in the world. So what is the economics behind it? Like, are you aware about that? Like, because if you don't give space to other sports business players, like how will the retail money will come into this particular sport? Because this is a very unique approach altogether. Like, I haven't seen this in any other sport.
Correct. Since the sport is a very new sport, it's established like close to 6 years back. The technicality in this sport is somewhere that, which no brands are more aware about. Like, let's say about TT or squash racket or something. It has a generic thing, okay, this is made like this. They know how. There's no technicality as much as it's there in tech ball, because in terms of weight, in terms of the curvature of the table. So I think it's probably because of that, where they have their own brand, they know how it is made. I mean, for sure, in the future, if they start partnering, I think their first step is to partner with brands, partner with other manufacturers from different countries, and maybe post that they might give them the license, to start off.